broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
In the sink. Oh. Like it's good.
I love it, you guys. We're back for Heart of Dixie. This episode is episode 9, and it's called End of Days. We're super excited to talk all things Bluebell with y'all, but make sure to follow along. Follow us on AFTERBUZZ on YouTube, all that stuff. Comment. We love to hear from you. And you can keep up with the conversation, #ABTVHOD. Follow us on Twitter @Southern_Wit.
At the Fancy Hippie.
And our lovely guests in studio.
Woo!
Keep up with the convo with them, and tell them y'all's Twitter.
What's
I think it's Kaitlyn _Black 29.
Black 29. That's how my. I'm so bad. I'm sorry, guys.
And I'm just at Brandi Burkhardt. It's pretty easy.
So we've got Anna, Bev, and Cricket in the house tonight, you guys. So we're going to talk lots of good stuff. Let's dig right in. Because, as we all know, on Heart of Dixie, something has to be going down each episode. And now it's the end of the world.
Yes,
so
this isn't the normal Southern sleepy town.
it's not. There is
conspiracy everywhere.
Insanity. Like, there's always some big event, and this time the world was ending.
And I love that Lavinius comes to you in a dream, played by Levon.
I died.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was like
You
really
keep a straight face during that whole scene, because I feel like I would have been crying so hard from laughter.
It was, well, first of all, that was like my favorite scene because I got to lay down in bed the whole time. I was like, oh, how many more takes are we gonna do? That's cool, guys, whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, Cress is hilarious. We have a great on-screen, off-screen relationship. He's such a great guy. So yeah, I mean, it's so much fun to work with him. And it was really funny. Although there were quite a few times because they wanted to make him look ghost-like that he wasn't there. He was delivering the lines, but my eyes were like on an X on the wall.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which actually helped a little bit. But yeah, this time it's Annabeth's fault that the town goes haywire. I take full responsibility.
And then Cricket starts losing her mind.
You're
the one who pretty
the
much
sky
told
is
the whole
falling. The
town.
sky is falling.
Chicken
It's
Little.
like exactly.
Literally, you started that whole train. Everybody's like, the world's going to end. I've got to go say sorry to everyone and make sure that I tell everyone I love them and everything's got to be done.
What you're supposed to do if the world's ending.
It is.
No, you're supposed to like grab a cocktail
Get
and
a
have
cocktail
a
and go
party.
streaking, right? That's what you do.
That's true, actually.
Your ass is on a plane to Vegas.
Very true, actually. That makes sense. I kind of love it. But let's talk about all these different people and what kind of went down when the world was ending. First, I kind of love when you two are with Lemon in the scenes. I always love seeing y'all together because it takes you back to what it must have been like growing up.
Sisterhood.
Because y'all done a lot. You had to sleep over at one point at the lake house, and then you're going to say...
That was a fun one, too.
Yeah, that was fun.
Saying
Except for being in a bathing suit. A lot of spray tan.
You all looked good. Don't worry about it.
But we had so much fun because it was like...
Oh, yeah. We got to totally be silly
It
and
seemed
like
like
run
to
around.
me more like a much ado about nothing with the bathing suits. Like we were we were like all nervous about it.
True.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was fun because I feel like this season we've been able to see that relationship between the three of you more than we have in the past. Because before it was a bit more competitive and there was who's the leader of the Bells.
Right.
And this season we got to just see that core group of really good girlfriends.
Well, and I think that's, you can attribute that a lot to the writers, like really advancing the characters and making them really evolve and grow up through these last 4 seasons and, starting to take on their own lives instead of being so amped up about, like, who's wearing the tiara? Just calm down.
For real. Which has been great because we get to see different sides. The onions are peeling back, right? And speaking of onions, I guess you went and you wanted to say sorry to Smelly Marjorie. So, good segue there.
Yeah. I always want to know the rest of that song. Smelling Marjorie.
I know.
Smelling Marjorie. Smells like something and something.
Corned beef.
Corned beef.
Oh,
Yeah. And then I always wanted to. I think that should be in some kind of blooper reel, like the whole song.
Oh yeah.
Well, I thought she was going to get really mad because y'all came to her office and were saying this, like she was going to be pushed out of there, like she would be unpopular again. I'm like, oh no, this poor girl can't catch a break.
She was really trying to keep it together, though.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah.
You could see she was about to break any second.
Yeah. No, she was great. Those were some very fun scenes that we did. We had a good time.
That particular one in the office, it was like the last one up in that day, and we were like trying to like rap.
Yeah.
And was it like a Friday?
It
was like a holiday weekend or something.
Yeah, it was some kind of that we felt
were like,
tension of the whole crew. Like, stop ad-libbing, stop ad-libbing. We're like, we're just having fun. I don't know.
And then when there's three of us and we're all like, we're kind of like banging up against each other and we fall down. And like, it was just a...
I think Jamie accidentally ran into the door a couple of times.
No.
Like, as we're like, So, yeah.
Bumper bells.
Yeah, bumper.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Hashtag bumper bells.
Yeah, there you go, y'all. Keep that hashtag going. So let's talk a little bit about the end of the world and what was happening, because I wrote down all 5 things.
Okay.
I did too, but except so in the first one, I couldn't figure out what he was saying, and this is what I wrote down: a blood with smite your phone? Question mark, exclamation point. And I was like, this can't be right. And I kept rewinding.
Smite your phone.
Smite your phone. I was like, I don't really think that was
But it was what?
A flood will smite a foe.
And so what happened was there was a flood, right?
And Fillmore. There was like a water main,
So one down. So now everyone's starting to believe Cricket, right? Because it's coming true.
One down.
Okay, the other one, though, number 2, a former couple will say no. Which was new. N-O, right, N-O. And I loved that. I love that it kind of came full circle with George and Zoe.
Yeah.
I was wanting that because it was like, okay, they're all dating different people now. Right. They're kind of, you know.
My heart skipped a little beat when they got in the car together. I have a thing with the Zoe and George that I wanted that to be the finale. I know it wasn't going to be.
Spoiler alert, that's not going to pan out for you.
We have one more episode. The finale, they're not just going to bring it all back.
They don't bring the baby out. They're like, it's George's.
That'd be awful.
Baby Tucker.
Yeah. I'd be like, no.
Actually, the baby's going to be black. It's Levon.
That would actually be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Oh, man. But I kind of love that, his car breaks down. He's like, nah, I'll just go on back. And then they end up going to New Orleans where they shared their first kiss. And it was nothing like that. Like, I wasn't even worried that it was going to be a whole another ordeal. It was just...
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty preggo, so that'd be kind of weird.
You hope not. And there just wasn't any feeling, though. I was like, good.
Yeah.
It's not. They're just friends, like genuine friends.
Yeah.
And he's doing just fine. I mean, look what happened to him at that New Orleans showcase.
Going to be Pamela's manager.
Well, I mean, I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Well, what a good girlfriend you are, AB, to tell him to follow his dreams.
Yeah. Well, I think she learned a lot from the relationship with Levon too. Like you kind of, she wants to keep a part of herself, and to do that, she's got to do what she is passionate about, and she wants to do what him to do what he's passionate about. So
I loved that part, actually.
I love working with Scott. I've been so lucky with Cress and Scott, and both very giving actors, and always kind of like checking in with each other when we have those kind of like more romantic or sentimental scenes, and that was really sweet when we were on the bench.
Do you just like talk about it before you're like, do you joke around with each other before you go for it?
No, I mean we do joke around, but when it's when it's something serious, we try and stay like in the moment. But if we have a funny scene, we're fucking flying off the rails. I mean, there we go. Here I go with the swearing. Sorry.
Should we keep a tally?
I'm not Annabeth in real life.
What?
Pretty much a sailor's mouth. So we have a good time, but Scott and I definitely sometimes try and one-up each other on the ad-libs.
That's funny.
Do you guys have a blooper reel?
I just saw one on Twitter that I retweeted that Jamie had posted from season 1.
Oh, how funny.
I have to check it out.
So that one, but yeah, every year at the wrap party, the editors edit a big, kind of blooper thing, and so we all get to see it. But I always wondered, like, it should be. I'm sure it might be on some of the DVDs.
Like a
I'm not really sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense, because it'd be kind of funny to see what goes down when the camera's rolling and you might not be on right then. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I was really surprised, actually, that George was going to say no to this, to Pamela. I was surprised at first.
I wasn't surprised by it.
Yeah.
I figured that eventually he would go on and do it. It would be a huge bummer if he didn't. And a huge bummer if Annabeth had actually let him stay behind.
Right.
But you actually called it. You said she said a while ago
you
George
guys.
was going to end up leaving, and you, Annabeth, were going to go off, do your thing with nursing school and kind of go your separate ways.
It was KCW.
I love it. That'd be great.
That's not happening. That's in my brain. Scott and I think, would like to work with each other more, and that'd be cool,
perfect.
Well, it was kind of, what was it? Was it Saved by the Bell, the college years, where they go separate ways, but then eventually it's like, oh yeah, that didn't work out.
And then Zach and Kelly got married in Vegas.
Yeah,
So good.
exactly.
So
amazing.
good to die for. That was one of the best.
I have no shame. I watched to college years.
Me too.
Yeah,
of course.
Me too. And then they come back on, what was it, Jimmy Fallon, and then I died for that one too.
Wasn't it great?
That was so good.
It really felt good to see them
It
together.
did. Without Screech.
Poor Lisa.
I know.
Anyways, what show are we talking about?
We're talking about Heart of Dixie. So I still think that Annabeth will go away from Bluebell for nursing and stuff. That's where I could see her end up with George, where she's like, you know what, I'm not moving for him, but look, this job opened up, and
There are nursing schools everywhere.
there are nursing schools.
That's what I hear.
Yep, and jobs, nursing jobs. I think that could be it.
Maybe.
Because
You'll have to tune in.
it was just like, one more episode, tune in, people. But it felt like it was building, though, and even the goodbye wasn't like a goodbye for me necessarily.
No, and we tried to. I mean, I feel like it was a goodbye for most people of the town.
Yeah.
How many people are going to visit him in Nashville? And how
Right.
often is he going to go back? But for us, I mean, like, it was sad, but. I wasn't like full, shedding tears at the end of that.
Yeah.
You're sad, but you're like, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it work.
And we're gonna see George Tucker for the finale.
I know, I was actually worried.
Yes.
Okay, I was worried. I was like,
Yes.
is this the end?
Oh no, something's gonna happen in Bluebell that he has to come back for some shit.
Shoo, I was
He put that on
worried.
his Twitter or his Instagram.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that actually made me cry a little bit. It made me tear up. I don't know why. I think it was just the emotion of everyone being like, oh, and everyone's like crying, and I'm like,
so sad about it.
Yeah.
You were sad for everybody else. That's probably
because it's
why.
change, and people in small towns, it's hard. It's hard to deal with those changes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch next week.
Golly, it's kind of crazy. I did read somewhere though that maybe it was one of the creators that mentioned, like, we are going to get closure at the end of this season, which will be nice.
Yeah.
I feel like we've already started to get that though, because all of the relationships are so nicely being put into their spots, and this season has just been so much fun.
It's been my favorite, I think.
And are you guys having as much fun as it seems like you guys are having?
We
Seems
definitely
like you're having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had a good time this year for sure. I mean, as much as I miss working with Cress, it's been such a joy to work with Scott. I mean, he's hilarious, and we've had a lot of fun times. But yeah, they're definitely our writers and our creator has really our creator. That's how we say it in Ohio. Which is where I'm from. Anyways, so yeah, she's really, made sure that everything's kind of like wrapped up nicely, just in case.
Right.
Because we haven't got, just so everyone knows, we haven't gotten the official word of cancellation, but we also haven't gotten the official word of renewal. So we're kind of in limbo. So,
But knowing that it could have been the end, I think everybody was really enjoying those, especially
Yeah.
those last episodes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so let's talk about some of the other things that happened, because the whole Lemon and Levon thing. Let's talk about that.
Whoopsies.
Because so
But I love that he was excited about it, at least. That look of
What's
shock
happening?
that turned to pure joy in his face. I was like, oh, thank God.
yeah.
Because that could have been...
To stumble on somebody else's
awful.
proposal, and it's a good thing that he wanted to get married because
she was ready.
Yeah, she was like, yes, and he was
Finally.
like, what? Oh, there's candles. Okay. Yeah, so it's, it's a good thing they love each other.
After they just talked about, like, oh, we're not in a rush, we know it's going to happen. And then literally, like, 3 hours later, they're engaged.
Welcome to Bluebell.
Oh, insane. But it was fun because Zoe's like, whatever, you got it. Keep that proposal for yourself, I guess.
And maybe, who knows, you guys know, so I'm not going to say who knows, you do. But maybe then the proposal will be back in Wade's hands, and because I don't know, I feel like Wade kind of wants to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he doesn't want Zoe to do it.
I don't know if they'll get proposed, by the end of this.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. It's so long ago. I don't even know what happened in the last episode. I don't even know if I'm in it.
Yeah, right. Oh, so Levon and Lemon, they're engaged.
Yes.
George is moving. And then poor Wade, he had no idea that Zoe didn't want to get married.
Oh, I know. That really.
I mean, I could have seen it, but it's like, come on,
Right.
And his sweet little lines, like, well, I didn't until I met you. I'm like, oh, this dude.
I know.
So cute.
He always, Wade, man, he always redeems himself. He's just got that, that charm that he smiles, and you're like, okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
There was never an Annabeth and a Wade, right?
That's the only thing that I'm really bummed about throughout, like, the 4 seasons.
That you didn't get to hook up with Wilson.
I felt so gypped that I didn't get to hang out with Wilson. That we...
Right?
Well, she did. I just never had any scenes with Wilson. Like, we're rarely, like, he's probably the cast member that I know the least. I mean, we still, like, know each other, but we're rarely in the same scenes. We rarely had scenes together, so it's like, it was like 2 ships passing the night. Be like, hey, how's it going? Oh, you're good. Okay, bye. See you later. So
That makes sense.
That's the only thing that I think I'm bummed about is because he's a great guy, so smart, always reading on set. I mean, he's
his mom's an author, though, right? That makes sense.
And he's so super creative. Like, I always say, he's like from another planet.
Yes.
Just the way his mind works. He's so
Creative
inventive.
driven.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment inventive. Like,
Well, who would have thought? I know. Just good old boy with some good looks.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think it's going to work out, though, with those two. I think it'll be fine. They've got that baby,
Together.
Yeah.
The nursery looks amazing.
I know.
It's
They
so
really
cute.
whipped that out
So
fast.
good. I know.
Right.
Way to go, set decorators.
Yeah, for real.
TV magic.
TV magic.
I also love that George was the one kind of being like, hey, think about this. And he said all the things that Wade can't really say. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love that everyone it's so happy. Mm-hmm. It's really, like, very happy right now, and I love that.
Well, and the funny thing is like, I do understand how people sometimes, are like, oh my gosh, everyone slept with everybody and everybody's gone out with everybody. But just a personal story from my life, my first, like, high school boyfriend was introduced to me by my best friend. They are now married and have a baby. And I love that I get to go see 2 of my, great friends.
Right.
Because, we didn't work out as a couple. We were also in high school. We didn't know what the hell we were doing.
True that.
Anyways, but, it does happen in real life that you're able to, like, still have a friendship after.
And I think it's just different because these people grew up together, so you already know, you're already comfortable, You kind of want to end up with someone, or at least in Bluebell, it seems like they want to end up with people that are like them.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but I just love how there's, like, a perfect bow being wrapped around all of this right now.
Well, I mean, like, and also how many new people always come to Bluebell to, move and settle there, So if you're sticking around, these are your choices right here. This is what you got to work with. So, luckily everybody's good looking.
I know, for
And
real.
luckily a fireman came to town. Or
Yeah,
a firewoman.
right. Yes.
Because it was either the gym teacher or...
Yeah, so luckily. And I love that Cricket was like, I want to go see Jacine at the end. I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore. I got to go see Jacine.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Definitely. I like that that's developed, too. Will we see anything else from you two?
Yeah.
We'll probably have, like, a... Yeah.
Yeah, it'll keep... Yeah.
Okay. We got good stuff. Okay, some other funny things was when Brick went mud dogging.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
weird. Everyone was just kind of odd.
Well, and Tim also directed this episode, so he had a lot on his plate, you know. Like,
Right.
I mean, he had a lot in the storyline, plus he was also directing it. So
He did a
That's
great
pretty
job.
cool.
hats off to you, sir.
He's done that a few times over the course of the.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But he definitely, you know, had a good chunk of acting in it. You know, sometimes in some of the other episodes that he's directed, it's been
Others,
more
Less
a little milder.
acting,
Yeah.
less acting
So that you
heavy
can
for
focus
him.
on the directing.
That
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
He really
Wow.
knocked it out.
I have to ask, do you eat those crawlers?
Oh gosh, that's
Am
a
I
good
saying it
question.
right?
A crawler, yeah.
Crawler?
Scott Porter will say cruller.
That's right, because you had the argument about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
which actually happened in the table read, and they kept it in the script.
Oh,
that was something
that's
that we
cool.
started doing, which was fun.
But it really is cruller.
Well, most people say it's cruller.
I actually don't know.
They say
it's just like a
cruller.
donut, right?
A curler. It's a curler.
Well, when you're saying
Cruller.
that, it sounds
Curler.
like a curler.
Yeah.
Curler.
Cruller.
Curler.
Yeah. I know you say it wrong.
Everyone get it right. Cruller.
But wait, so are you actually eating them?
I have a spit bucket.
You do?
'cause
But are
it
they
gets-
delicious?
Well,
They look so good.
But so much I
And she like shoves like half of it in her mouth. Or I
Okay.
shove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
actually you.
I shove half of it in my mouth for 5 takes, and so it's it's like a Krispy Kreme donut.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have one.
You've never had a cruller?
I know. I just had donuts.
Never have them.
What's different?
It's like a glazed one, right?
Well, no, oh no, that's a cronut.
Right. Now I had a cronut.
That scares me.
Nobody
that
knows
one
what.
scares me.
Yeah.
Cronuts scare you?
I think a
Why do
cruller
we eat
is
a
like
hybrid? I don't know.
Yeah.
a cruller is like a glazed donut basically, but
Oh.
it's like
But it's got like it's
it's
very
based on
fancy. It's like the doily of donuts.
that yes.
Okay.
It's like a fancy.
Hashtag doily of donuts.
These hashtags tonight, I don't even know.
And I barely use Twitter. I'm so bad.
She didn't even know her own handle, people. Oh, Lord. Okay, what were some of the other things that happened? First of all, Jamestown Revival performed. Did y'all get to hear them perform?
I was not there.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
They're coming to Coachella. Stagecoach. They're coming to Coachella. So, I mean, I was like, these guys are good.
I
know.
know. I wish I had been there. I feel like I missed a lot of
The performances.
a lot of their performances. Like
Yeah.
Annabeth just like pieces out and doesn't hang out at the Rammer Jammer that much. I
Yeah.
guess she really likes the butter stick.
sitting alone at her own table.
She's less into drinking and more into eating. So I feel like I've missed a lot of the
It's a lot of
bands
good.
that have come.
That's the
on.
cool part of the show, too.
Gloriana was really
Yeah.
That was really fun.
That was
I love that aspect of it, though, is bringing music that people they know. So it's cool to see them
Right.
perform and actually be on a show.
Yeah.
That was always fun, too.
yeah.
And everybody could sing on the show, too. Good stuff. Okay, what else happened?
Well, did we get through all of
I
our
think we did.
red paint falling off the
The
truck?
chicken went to bed.
Chicken went to rest,
went
yeah.
to bed.
Well, yeah, that was interesting. Chicken. So they all got in the car to go with George then, huh?
Yeah.
Meatball and the Truitt brothers.
Truitts. The
Wow.
crazy ass Brady Bunch family.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll never
They're
be
all
the
off
same.
to Nashville.
Nashville's about to get
So
wild.
yeah, Chicken went to a city street will run blood red. Mm-hmm. And what happened
Red
with that
paint
one?
fell
Oh
off
yes,
the back of the truck.
pinkish
yes,
paint.
yes, yeah.
And that was Zoe's uncle, right? That was on the show.
Yes.
So it was an old man that got married to.
The
right.
Joel's grandma.
Yeah,
Right,
Joel's
right.
grandma.
Yeah.
So it's like her uncle. I think Harley's brother,
Harley's
maybe.
brother. Yes,
Anyway,
yes, yes.
so they really want her to get married. I love that they were trying to read Cosmo and help
Yeah,
Wade
it's
come
cute.
up with ideas.
I also really love the part where Wanda's like, "Let's do it." I know. Man, they really went at it too. And Susie's like, "I'm cheating on my husband." I'm like,
Yeah. People
Like,
were just going
suddenly-
crazy.
Listen, the end of the world.
That's what I'm saying. You go to
Some
Vegas.
real personalities.
You gotta
are
do
gonna
what you
come
gotta
out.
do.
Yeah, I don't know why he's I mean, you could just email somebody and say, "I'm really sorry for doing what I did, and I'm on a plane to Vegas." This one,
We were really mean to her, though. So
yeah,
just
that's true. Personal apology is probably better.
Oh, to die for. Okay. The last one was Darkness Will Replace the Light.
Yes,
Power out.
Yeah.
outage.
And then everybody went crazy. And it was a party,
But
really.
it's not like you couldn't see. Did you see how many glow sticks they had? I mean, it was like lightsabers and glow sticks. Like,
How crazy is it on set when you have all like the background actors too, because it has to be filled with people?
Okay, I mean, luckily, I feel like we're fortunate that our extras casting like always finds really great people that are really into it. And use them over and over
That's
again.
cool.
And, they keep the energy.
That's good. So it's almost like you get to know them. They almost are your town members.
Yeah,
Because
for
they're
sure.
just
Much a
people.
part of the town.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
That's great.
absolutely. Especially like the girls that come in and play the bells.
Oh, yeah.
we know all those girls and people that are in the Rammer Jammer or the Butter Stick. And
Well, there's that one guy who's been in the past 2 episodes, the one who was driving Tom's car. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
he
the short
kind of
dude.
Came out of nowhere.
He now is going to go by the tank because it doesn't sound like.
yeah.
Yes. Why can't I think of?
I don't know. What does he go by? They call him Little something.
Nah. But yeah, his whole
I'm
thing was like,
fired.
there's never been a little tank.
Yeah.
You're right.
Little Zach.
Little Zach.
There you go.
Right.
And I can't think of the actor's name. I'm so sorry, Little Zach.
Hashtag
The tank.
Lil Zach.
I love
Hashtag
it.
more apologies.
How often do you guys get to have the whole cast together? That doesn't happen all the time because it's split up into. So, how long did it take to do that kind of last scene with George leaving and everybody there saying goodbye?
That wasn't too bad. I mean, that night we were there, I think, shooting until like 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Because we had a lot of night scenes, so they were, and even though we shoot on Town Square, we're not the only show that shoots there. So you get it for like 1 day a week. So any night scenes you're doing, you got to do it in that, that night. So, yeah, I mean, we started, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 and went until 2:30 in the morning or something like that. But
5 or 6.
Yeah.
and then
Waiting for sundown.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. Tim was great. I mean, all of our directors kind of come in with the plan so that it doesn't, become
rowdy.
too much of a circus, and you're shooting in the same direction.
Lots of people. I can only
Lots
imagine.
of people.
But that's got to be fun too. Towards the end of this season, getting to kind of see everybody and be on set with everybody.
Yeah.
Good way to kind
Good
of
memories.
wrap it up.
Good memories.
For sure. So, any hints to the season finale that you can give us? Anything you remember? Because you all, you wrapped in October, I think you said that.
Somebody's gonna get married. In the last
I just don't know who it will be.
Levon and Lemon.
Who knows?
I
We're
don't
going to do a
know.
dual wedding.
Is there a baby going to be born? I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
That was in the preview.
The baby will be making its debut.
Good. Was it a real baby?
Is it? No, is it
Yes.
being played by Brad and
Hashtag.
Angelina's kid, or
No, actually, is it played by Rachel Bilson's kid? That would make most sense.
No, Rachel hadn't had the baby yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's really pregnant here.
Oh, she's
the entire time?
Yeah.
I was like,
she's
isn't this terrifying that you're like doing this and you're going to do that in like a little while here? I was like,
Golly.
she's
Yeah.
warming up?
how could you?
Yeah, October she had her little girl.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she really just walking around with that belly.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, She tried to like do as little, as little standing up,
Right.
or by
Makes
by the
sense.
end. She's
But talk
tiny.
about
She's
pleasant.
yeah. Oh my
She
god.
didn't complain at all.
No.
I would have been, ugh.
Yeah, and she's so tiny and just like, she was just all belly. Like if you looked at her from the back, she
couldn't
did
even
not look
tell.
like she was pregnant. I was like, I kind of hate you.
Right. Those
But
girls.
you're so nice.
You're so cute.
Damn it.
Well, that was perfect. And her maternity clothes were great then.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, our costume.
I know, I
mean,
can't.
Our wardrobe.
I would
people are
wear
just
all
so
that.
fantastic.
I would wear it all.
So it's like Annabeth has anthropology closet. It's fantastic.
Do you take any of it with you? We ask this all the time.
I mean, they did give me like quite a few. Like, some of them are kind of like Warner Brothers owned. So
Right.
Warner Brothers like, no, you can't have that. So yeah, so I got a couple.
But whenever I put them on, I still feel like Cricket.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
not really you.
Oh,
You have
that's
identity
Cricket's
crisis in real life.
Did you take anything with you, like a souvenir or anything from the show on the... Okay.
Rammer Jammer coaster.
Okay, that's fun.
Scott Porter's actually the one. He was like, here, take this. He's like, we're gonna take a couple of these. We're gonna take a couple of these.
That's smart though, because you're gonna want to have that.
Did each of you have a certain thing, whether it's like a piece of clothing or a little secret in the back of your mind, anything for each of your characters that was just so like their favorite thing or something that was
For real.
that's fair.
Ooh.
And I think
about you?
Cricket had like chirping birds or crickets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
I feel like Annabeth always had an internal monologue that always showed on her face. Like, like she wasn't very good at keeping her feelings. Like, she was always like,
Right.
But do a lot of expressions, so.
Yeah.
Makes
She always had
sense.
stuff going on in her head, but you always knew what she was thinking
She always
about.
looks like
Yeah.
she's about to burst.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a Southern lady
It's
right
also
there.
from the crawlers, so she might burst.
Yes. Well, probably the sugar
Lord.
high that
Yes,
she
that's
has
why
from
she
it
was
as
always
well.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that episode where you had to keep all of the secrets, you had everybody's secrets.
Oh, that was
That
tough.
was fun. That was she was supposed to be eating a lot of cheese, and luckily, like the props people were nice
Lord.
enough that they cut up pieces of apple to make it look like
good.
cheese.
Could you imagine?
I would have just been.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
That's rough.
That's true. You really eat a lot on this show.
I eat a lot
Right.
on this show.
Golly.
Thanks, guys.
Good times. Good
And
times.
I got the ass to prove it.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, in real life too.
Not just
I
Annabelle.
eat a
to
lot.
keep that.
I like food. Yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Well, anything else from this? This was a good episode. I'm really loving it. I cannot wait for the finale, which is in 4 days.
I have this written down here. Annabeth had this line that you said to George, which was really sweet. If this is our last night on Earth, I want to know that we spent every second of it chasing our dreams.
That's words of wisdom
Yes, absolutely.
for all of us, really,
Yeah.
in
yeah.
life.
And for being in a relationship, I think it's so important to not lose your own identity and to try and always stay happy, because if you're not happy, you're not going to make somebody else happy.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So,
Yeah.
you got to be the best you to be the best partner.
Better to grow together, but while doing your own individual thing. I know, I like it. That was a good one. Great way to kind of wrap up the episode. Chase those dreams, people.
Chase them.
Okay, well, let's
tune in.
I know. You gotta
I don't want. Come on.
I know. I'm actually so excited for it. This has literally been
I am very
one of
excited
my
for it,
favorite
but I also
seasons.
don't want it
And if we just
to
sit here
end.
longer, will it not happen?
maybe it won't.
Right?
Yeah.
Just keep on talking.
It will never end.
I think you guys should keep pushing the spin-offs. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, spin off where
Yeah.
maybe if
Heart of Dixie
CW has
nursing
too many
school
great
years.
shows, then maybe I don't know, could get maybe picked up by Yahoo, Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some.
There's a lot of opportunity for this show.
Opportunity. So we have a lot of great fans, and
Yeah.
hey, keep getting the word out.
It's a feel-good show too,
It
and
is.
people
It
want to have
is.
something lighthearted.
Yeah,
I've been stumbling on more and more people who have. I think someone posted the other day on Instagram. I saw, "What is this show, Heart of Dixie? It's so much fun. I'm marathoning it right now." So more and more people are finding it.
I definitely get friends that on Facebook that are like, I didn't even know you were on Heart of Dixie, and I'm like loving the show, and I'm like, okay.
Good, keep it going because
But I think a lot of people fall in love with it when they're sick and in bed, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I'll watch this, and then they binge watch it, and then they're like, how was
they're
I
like,
not
wait, we
watching
want
this?
more, we want more.
right, yeah.
Exactly. So let's see.
I mean, we are on Netflix,
Right.
So maybe Netflix.
So Netflix, take a hint.
You gotta have balance with House of Cards, man. Come on.
I don't know.
For real. I agree with that
You
one.
know?
Ooh, that one's
Some happy shows.
yes.
Yeah.
Happiness is good.
You guys can be the
Happiness
other
is
side, the anti-Frank Underwood.
Yes. People, we need that. Oh, y'all, thanks so much for joining us. Such a blast. And one more time, where can they find you on Twitter to keep up with, or Instagram or anything, keep up with what's going on?
At Brandi Burkhardt.
At Kaitlyn_Black29.
Great job.
That's very complicated.
And guys, you can find me on thefancyhippie.com or on Twitter at thefancyhippie.
And I'm on Twitter at Southern_Wet and my blog, chasingcountry.com. We will see you next week for the season 4 finale. Bye.
AfterBuzz TV. From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.